Okay, beside that, the other issue is the Batflex. Because, okay, even though we got the Robert Pattinson Batman, it's a great trailer. I'm looking forward to see it. Matt Reeves is amazing director. But what I want is I want the Ben Affleck Batman solo because we were promised that. We were promised there was press conference. I think there was press conference that did have the solo version where they said they're going to be Deathstroke versus Batman. So why didn't they want to listen? Why didn't they want to keep this plan? Why are they suddenly want to make this Robert Pattinson Batman? What do you think?
Is also because if you read like interviews from Ben Affleck, he say he's done. Like recent interview, I think with Matt Damon, I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So he said like even Matt Damon say this is not good for you. You should stop. So the reason is because of the whole onset abuse and whatever Joss did in the reshoots. So that made him, not interested in doing this anymore. He felt stress, and that also got him to, on his alcohol issue as well, personal life, all that. So that is the reason why he said no. He didn't want to do it, and he at first he just say, oh, Matt Reeves, give to Matt Reeves,
Yeah,
and then he just stopped
yeah.
because and also the pressure from Geoff Johns, because at that time Geoff Johns was still in the top producer with that movie. So he was like trying to pressure to get him to quit. So that's what happened. um he just quit, and that's why we're not seeing it anymore. And now Matt Reeves is taking over with uh
Yeah, Robert.
Pattinson. Yeah.
But okay, that one it's still bad. It has a lot of potential, Like I really not
Yeah.
satisfied that it's like a bad closure, even though if it say like okay, the Flash is gonna be his final outing, but it's just not feeling enough for him to just go out like that. For me, like they should pay for respect, at least give him the chance to make it a solo movie. But never mind, because he didn't want to do it anymore. And I do think that Joss Whedon was having problem with Ben Affleck because when we see the final product, do you aware that Batman character was downgrade in Joss Whedon's Justice League?
Yep. Because
Right?
the reshoots. Yeah. Yeah.
We can compare it. Okay, this is spoiler. There was one scene where Superman turns violent against the Justice League, and Batman said, Bring the big gun," right? And how that scene was so simplified for the Joss Whedon version, and it makes Man of Steel beat the living hell out of Batman. Like that thing is really, really downgrade. But if you see the Zack Snyder version, you can see like Batman is still the tough guy. He's still the same Batman from the BVS. Is still there. So I can like I noticed like is there a problem between Ben Affleck and Joss Whedon? Are Joss Whedon like purposely downgrade Batman, make Batman's funny because he's not satisfied with Ben Affleck or someone? Maybe people not talking about this, but I want to talk about this because I do sense that if a director or someone not satisfied with someone, they might gonna do that possibility, right? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Even though not just Ben, but even Gal Gadot, right?
Hmm.
Um, just sort of like threaten her, saying, oh, um, if you don't do this, I will, make sure that your next movie you wouldn't be, I can't remember the exact words, but he was
Hmm.
threatening Gal Gadot about some things. So it's not just Ben, but I think the whole cast felt like, mm, like being treated badly. So, and he sort of like, oh, I have the power to do whatever, so he just did whatever he did in that with that movie. And I feel bad and sad for the cast who had to
Yeah.
go through that. But that's why I'm always against these people
Not discriminate.
who are
Yeah.
still running DC right now. So that's why I'm not really supporting much.
Do you think there's a okay talking about Batfleck? Do you think there's a possibility that he coming back? Is there gonna be like Michael Keaton version of Ben Affleck Batman coming back out of nowhere?
um, that one depends, because remember he did come back for the nightmare scene in the end. So it's possible if the right people is in the studio. So if there's the same people, I don't think so.
Right,
So if
right.
Amata is still there, if Toby Emmerich is still there,
Tough shot.
if Anne Sarnoff is still there, these high-ranking people who enabled all these issues, I don't think he will say yes.